Who got the fire?
We got the fire.
Who owns the night?
We own the night.
Who's coming back?
We're coming back.
Who's feeling free?
We're feeling free.
Hey!
Thunder roll revival, wake up the night, burn up the shadows in the headlight white. I came from the ashes, I'm alive and loud, riding with my heart above the clouds. Thunder roll, take me higher. Thunder roll, wheels on fire. Thunder roll, wow, revival tonight. I got victory shoes and a Saturday grin. Kicked off the dust from the places I've been. The whole block knows when the rhythm starts. A little bit of hope can restart a heart. I lost one round, but I learned two steps. Now I dance through trouble with no regrets. Step, step, slide through the fire. Turn that pain into a live wire choir. Jump, jump, shake off the bruise. Tonight I'm dancing in my victory shoes. I saw my shadow try to slow me down, so I spun it around in the middle of town. The neon blinked and the band got loud. Now my old bad luck is lost in the crowd. No more waiting on a lucky sign. I make my own when the bass line climbs. Step, step, slide through the fire. Turn that pain into a live wire choir. Jump, jump, shake off the bruise. Tonight I'm dancing in my victory shoes. If the door won't open, I'll knock with song. If the night gets heavy, I'll dance it gone. There's a sunrise waiting past every scar, and I'm already moving like a shooting star. Step, step, slide through the fire. Turn that pain into a live wire choir. Jump, jump, shake off the bruise. Tonight I'm dancing in my victory shoes. Step, step, slide through the fire. Turn that pain into a live wire choir. Jump, jump, shake off the bruise. Tonight I'm dancing in my victory shoes. Victory shoes, victory shoes. Ain't no losing when the rhythm moves. Victory shoes, victory shoes. I'm walking free in my victory shoes. I got 67 summers in this skin, and I can say every one of them was worth it in its particular way. Even 63 when the rain came and the harvest was half done. Even 69 when the road was long and I was half undone. But something in the getting through it made the next one sweeter still. Something in surviving teaches you to taste your fill of the ordinary Tuesday and the sunrise through the glass. 67 summers, and not one I'd call a pass. Because every summer's got a lesson if you're willing to receive it. Every broken summer's teaching you the next one when you need it. Need it. The long summer, I've been living in the long, long summer. The long summer, where every hot day is a wonder. There that I'm still here and the sky is still that shade of gold. The long summer, and I'm nowhere near the cold. I remember 67, when the baby came too soon, when the whole family held its breath beneath a February moon. We breathed with it and fought with it and prayed with what we had, and the baby turned to summer, and the summer wasn't bad. Had a falling out with brothers that took 7 years to mend. Watched my father go from strong to needing help to end. But every loss became a language that I hadn't known before. Every winter taught me what the summer's actually for. Because every summer's got a shadow, and the shadow's part of it. Every cloud that crossed the season made the blue more infinite. Infinite. The long summer, I've been living in the long, long summer. The long summer, where every hot day is a wonder. There that I'm still here and the sky is still that shade of gold. The long summer, and I'm nowhere near the cold. Ask me, Grandpa, what's the best year you have had? I say all of them together, even all the ones were bad. Made a portrait of a life that only makes sense as a whole. The long summer of a man who wouldn't sell his soul. Some men rush towards something, some men run from what they know. Me, I walk straight into everything and let the season show me what I was made of, show me things I couldn't see.
quiet, so I quiet never stayed. Had a contract once that told me what the music had to be. Had a clause about the image and a clause about the freedom of expression, which they wanted on their schedule and their terms. So I handed back the contract. Some lessons only burn, 'cause they couldn't keep me quiet. Tried it in the 60s, tried in the 80s too. They couldn't keep me quiet, and the noise I made is what got through to you. They couldn't keep me quiet. Every lock I kicked it in. They couldn't keep me quiet. Every wall I played it thin. And the music that came out the other side of everything they tried is the music that was worth it, and I played it with my pride. Second time they tried to shelf me, was it 81 or 2? Said the kids don't want the old sound, son, we need something new. So I played the old sound louder to the kids who want it real. And the kids who want it real, well, they knew how to feel. Got a cease and desist once from a man who owned some rights to a melody I'd written on a series of cold nights in a motel room in Georgia with a guitar and a dream. The melody was mine, and so was everything in between. 'Cause they couldn't keep me quiet. Tried the courtroom and the claws. They couldn't keep me quiet. Tried the boardroom and the pause of my career, but I kept going. They couldn't keep me quiet. Every lock I kicked it in. They couldn't keep me quiet. Every wall I played it thin. And the music that came out the other side of everything they tried is the music that was worth it, and I played it with my pride. And nobody even tries no more. They know the quiet ship has sailed and sailed from every shore. And the grandkids play my records in their rooms when they need fire. And the fire is still the same fire since the day of my desire. There's a thing that happens when you refuse to be erased, when the pressure that they put on you becomes the fuel you place in the engine of the thing they tried to stop. It runs forever. They couldn't keep me quiet, and the quiet's gone forever. They couldn't keep me quiet. Every lock I kicked it in. They couldn't keep me quiet. Every wall I played it thin. And the music that came out the other side of everything they tried is the music that was worth it, and I played it loud with the tide. hear exactly what the music said and have it understood that the music was the witness saying the music said it's good. To be alive and feel it even when the feeling hurts. To be alive and real enough to get what realness earns. That's the song that stays. The song that stays after the man is done. The song that stays after the last encore run. After the tour is finished and the road goes cold and gray. The song that stays is the one they sang the next day. I made records from a place where the honest feeling lived. Not from calculation, not from formula, but give. Every note the thing it needed to be real enough to keep. Real enough for someone to remember in their sleep. And somewhere in the decades of the making and the road, I stopped wondering about the legacy and the load of proving I deserve the room and earn the right to stand. I just played the song that mattered, just played with both my hands. 'Cause the ones who play for keeps are not the ones who count the ledger. The ones who play for keeps play every night right at the edge of something true. That's the song that stays. The song that stays after the man is done. The song that stays after the last encore run. After the tour is finished and the road goes cold and gray. The song that stays is the one they sang the next day. So when they ask me what I want the people to receive from 60 years of music and the road and what I believe, I say I want the 3 a.m. to feel less like alone. I want the song to find the person in the dark and be their home. The song that stays is not the prettiest or the most refined. It's the one with the most honest, the one that's hard to find. A polished version of the one that broke the way it broke and got recorded anyway. The truest thing I spoke. The song that stays. The song that stays after the man is done. The song that stays after the last encore run. After the tour is finished and the road goes cold and gray. The song that stays is playing somewhere right now today. accumulates 1,000 things across a life. The house, the car, the reputation, and the wife, the children and the opinions, and the miles in his feet, the stories told at dinner and the ones too dark to meet. But somewhere around 60, you begin to feel the weight of all the things you're carrying that showed up far too late to be of any use to you. The trophies and the praise, the things that look like keeping but were just elaborate displays. And you ask yourself the question that a younger man can't hear: what does a man keep when the keeping of things costs a year? Costs a year. What a man keeps, it ain't the catalog. What a man keeps, it ain't the dialogue of other people's praise for what he did or didn't do. What a man keeps is the truth he lived all the way through. I kept the sound of my daughter's laugh at 7 in the park. I kept the smell of coffee with my father in the dark, before his mind went quiet and the quiet swallowed him. I kept the particular morning light of every place I'd been. I kept the feeling of a guitar finally finding its right tone. After 20 years of playing and the playing made it known. I kept the handshakes that were honest and the eyes that didn't flinch. I kept the hard miles knowing they were worth it every inch. And I left the heavy ledger and the balance sheet behind. I left the need for credit in the year I learned my mind, my mind, my own mind. What a man keeps, it ain't the catalog. What a man keeps, it ain't the dialogue of other people's praise for what he did or didn't do. What a man keeps is the truth he lived all the way through. At 65, I've done the math, and here is what I've got: a body that still works most days, a mind that hasn't stopped, a family that still gathers, and a craft that's still alive, and the particular satisfaction of knowing why I strive. The things I didn't keep don't haunt me the way I thought they would. I thought the losses would define me, but the keeping understood itself better than I did what was worth the holding on. What a man keeps is exactly what he needs when everything is gone. What a man keeps, it ain't the catalog. What a man keeps, it ain't the dialogue of other people's praise for what he did or didn't do. What a man keeps is the truth he lived all the way through. What a man keeps, and I kept every last truth. since I was 42. Every industry forecast said my best years are through. Send them back a postcard from a stage in Tennessee. Said the forecast is for sunshine, the forecast's about me. Try to fit me in a category, try to shelve the sound. Every time they tried to shelve, I burned the whole shelf down. Not from spite, not from anger, just from being who I am. And who I am is still the same as when this thing began. Still got the nerve to walk on stage in any room alive. Still got the fire in the backbone, still got the will to drive, still got the nerve. Still got the nerve, and the nerve don't lie. Still got the nerve, too stubborn to comply with the version of the story where I step back, step aside. Still got the nerve, and the nerve is my guide. Got a doctor told me slow it down, you're not a young man now. I said, Doc, I'll slow it down when the music shows me how. And the music hasn't shown me that particular sign. The music keeps on going, that's the signal that it's fine. At this age every morning that the body does its job, every instrument that still tunes up, and every song I've got still living in my chest without the help of written notes is a victory lap so long it needs more than one coat. Still got the nerve to make a noise in a world that's moved along. Still got the fire to remember that this body is the song. Still got the nerve. Still got the nerve, and the nerve don't lie. Still got the nerve, too stubborn to comply with the version of the story where I step back, step aside. Still got the nerve, and the nerve is my guide. I've watched 100 trends come in and watched them all go home. Every fashion got its moment, then the real thing stands alone. And the real thing is the music that was real before the trend, and it'll still be real and rolling long after the trend ends. Some nerve is just ambition dressed in younger people's clothes. My nerve is something different, it's the nerve that only grows when you've lived enough to know the cost and paid it without flinching. And the pain made you stronger, made the nerve worth all the clinching. Still got the, still got the nerve, and the nerve don't lie. Still got the nerve, too stubborn to comply with the version of the story where I step back, step aside. Still got the nerve, and the nerve is my ride. Still got the nerve, still got the nerve, still got the nerve. I've lost. The business in the 80s and the marriage and its cost. The friendship that went sideways over something we both said. The decade where the music felt like playing to the dead. The house I built in 73 with borrowed tools and time. The partner who convinced me that his vision was also mine. 2 years of my 30s that I gave to someone's scheme. I'm cataloging losses like a man who's lost a dream. But somewhere around line 7 of the midnight inventory, I started finding something underneath the loss and worry. Something still intact. Midnight inventory, counting what I've kept. Midnight inventory, what the years have left. The part of me that kept on waking up no matter how it went. Midnight inventory, that's the part I never spent. So I started a new column on the right side of the page. The relationships that lasted through the money and the age. The children who still call me even when I'm not at my best. The music that still lives in me, the music never left. The mornings I've been grateful for no reason I could name. The strangers who were kind to me before they knew my fame. The version of me sitting here at midnight with a pen, still alive and still accounting, and still gonna do it again. 'Cause somewhere in the midnight of a life completely lived, you find the things worth keeping in the things you never did. Give up on, never gave up on. Midnight inventory, counting what I've kept. Midnight inventory, what the years have left. The part of me that kept on waking up no matter how it went. Midnight inventory, that's the part I never spent. Here it is at midnight. The column on the right is longer than the column on the left by any life. Every loss I've ever cataloged produced a thing I gained. Every drought I've ever listed left me knowing how to rain. The inventory isn't finished, I've got years of entries left. Every morning's a new line in the ledger of the blessed. And the ledger's running long, and the ink is running strong. Midnight inventory, and the balance all along has been right. Midnight inventory, counting what I've kept. Midnight inventory, what the years have left. The part of me that kept on waking up no matter how it went. Midnight inventory, and I wouldn't change a cent. Woo! It's midnight and I'm making a list of what I've lost. The business in the 80s and the marriage and its cost. The friendship that went sideways over something we both said. The decade where the music felt like playing to the dead. The house I built in '73 with borrowed tools and time. The partner who convinced me that his vision was also mine. 2 years of my 30s that I gave to someone's scheme. I'm cataloging losses like a man who's lost the dream. But somewhere around line 7 of the midnight inventory, I started finding something underneath the loss and worry. Something still intact. Midnight inventory, counting what I've kept. Midnight inventory, what the years have left. The part of me that kept on waking up no matter how it went. Midnight inventory, that's the part I never spent. So I started a new column on the right side of the page. The business in the 80s and the marriage and its cost. The friendship that went sideways over something we both said. The decade where the music felt like playing to the dead. The house I built in '73 with borrowed tools and time. The partner who convinced me that his vision was also mine. 2 years of my 30s that I gave to someone's scheme. I'm cataloging losses like a man who's lost the game. But somewhere around life,
Well, they gathered around the table back in '69. Said the boys run out of fire, son, you passed your prime. I was 42 and battered from a decade on the road. But a man don't stop at 42, he just shifts the load. Sent a letter to the label, got it back unsigned. Said the market's moved on, buddy, you've been left behind. So I took that letter, folded it and slid it in my boot, stepped back on the highway, let the road be my rebuttal. 'Cause Johnny ain't done yet. No, Johnny's just begun. Still got 40 volts of lightning in this 60-year-old run. The ones who wrote me off in spring are gonna hear me in July. Johnny ain't done yet, and Johnny don't say goodbye. Go, Johnny, go. There's still 100 miles of road. Go, Johnny, go. This engine's got a heavy load, but heavy loads are what I'm built for. Always have been, always will. Johnny ain't done yet, and Johnny's climbing still. I played every honky-tonk between Memphis and the coast. Ate the food that wasn't fit for men who do the most. Slept in cars that barely started, woke up in the cold. Every single morning felt like gold. Now the young ones with their machines and their digital tricks can't figure how an old man still gets such a kick out of showing up on Tuesday with the same old axe and making every room remember what the real thing lacks. 'Cause Johnny ain't done yet, got 30 years to go. The fire that they couldn't find, well, it
Every scar I've ever carried is a verse I haven't sung, and the best of what I've got is still the best that's yet to come. Some men count their years like sentences they're serving out. Me, I count them like the miles I still got left to shout. Every mile's a stage, and every stage is a second start. Johnny ain't done yet. Johnny's just got to the heart. Go, Johnny, go. There's still 100 miles of road. Go, Johnny, go. This engine's got a heavy load, but heavy loads are what I'm built for. Always have been, always will. Johnny ain't done yet. And Johnny's climbing, climbing still. And it ain't got any pews, no collection plate on Sunday, no assigned seat in the news. It's a two-lane road at sunrise, running west out of the state, where the sermon is the silence and the speed limit is fate. I found God in Arkansas, between the diner and the curve, where the pine trees press so close the road looked like a nerve. Still becoming, and the only thing I had to do was keep that engine humming. Because the road don't ask what you believe in, don't ask where you've been. The road just opens up in front of you and asks you, will you begin? Will you go? Asphalt Cathedral, where the lost men go to find. Asphalt Cathedral, where you leave the weight behind. Where a man can make a start. I seen the Rockies from a window that was cracked and cold. Watched the Mississippi from a bridge that wasn't old enough to hold the weight of what I left on the east side. But it held me anyway. The river takes your pride. Stopped in Gallup, New Mexico on a Tuesday afternoon. Ate a bowl of something wonderful beneath the crescent moon. The woman who served it said, where you heading, friend? I said, everywhere that's honest. She said, safe travels to that end. Because the road don't ask your history, don't tally up your score. The road just shows you what you're made of when you can't go back no more. Just go, Asphalt Cathedral, where the lost men go to find. Asphalt Cathedral, where you leave the weight behind. Every painted center line of him I know by heart. Asphalt Cathedral, where a man can make a start. Wow! reflected in the smiles of the people that the highway put between me and the start. Every roadside conversation is a country in my heart. The cathedral don't have office hours, no closing time on the door. But every time you show up broken, the road takes one more. Just point the wheels toward honest and let the engine speak. Asphalt cathedral, what you're looking for is what you seek. Asphalt cathedral, where the lost men go to find. Asphalt cathedral, where you leave the weight behind. Every painted set of line, a hymn I know by heart. Asphalt cathedral, every road a work of art. Yeah! Woo! Memphis in the morning when the mist was on the river. Tupelo on a Tuesday when the cold began to shiver. Little Rock on Saturday with somebody's cousin's band. Every town I left behind left something in my hand. Birmingham at midnight eating something from a car. New Orleans in the summer with a harmonica and harp. Dallas just before the sunrise, painted orange on the plain. Every town I left behind, I leave and leave again. Because leaving isn't losing when the road is what you need. Because the freedom of the going is a different kind of creed from the staying. From the staying. Every town I left behind gave me something for the road. Every town I left behind lightened something of the load. And the road between the towns is where the real life lives. Every town I left behind, that's the gift the road gives. Chicago in November when the wind was making war. Kansas City in the spring when I was 24. Denver in the altitude where the thin air made me clear. Every town I left behind, I left without a fear. Albuquerque at a crossroads where three highways met and parted. Portland when the rain came down and the music just got started. San Francisco in the evening when the bay went pink and gold. Every town I left behind made me less and less controlled by anything that wasn't honest, wasn't raw, wasn't real. Every town I left behind taught me something about fear. Because the leaving is the lesson when the lesson is to go. Because the town that holds you tightest is the town you have to know when to leave. When to leave. Every town I left behind gave me something for the road. Every town I left behind lightened something hope